Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm Heather and today I want to talk about my Make 9 and general sewing plans for 2025. If you are new to the channel, this is going to be primarily a sewing channel, but I might once in a while mix it up and throw in some crochet or maybe things in my garden, which is why we like to call it the Sassy Cottage, because got all the attitude in this little body and I like all of those sort of homesteading things, but sewing is definitely my primary happy place. So come along for the ride and hit that subscribe button. And I'm really sorry I've been gone for a long time. I kind of started this channel with the intention of hitting the ground running, and 2024 just threw so many curveballs at us. But anyway, now I'm back and hopefully will remain pretty consistent throughout the year. So let's dive right into these Make 9 sewing plans. All right, so I am definitely planning on this to be a really big year for sewing for me. I'm kind of hoping that I really branch into some new things. I would say I've been kind of on and off sewing for 4 years now, since 2020 hit. But this year I really want to be fully present, fully consistent, and I have always wanted to learn fashion design since I was actually quite young. So this year you are going to notice a little bit of a theme through part of my Make 9, which is that I want to be self-drafting and learning to actually design my own patterns versus just making them from a pre-made pattern. I will definitely be doing both, but that is going to be a big focus for me this year in general. So I have done Make 9 one other time on a different channel, long time ago. And I have just learned for me, I'm going to keep it a little bit more general. There are a fair amount of specifics, but based on general things I want to make, not so much that it has to stay a certain pattern. I think that's just going to work better for me. But the first thing I'm planning to do for my Make 9 is a pair of self-drafted pants. Now, I'm sure I'm not the only one out there that struggles with pants, but every time I make pants from a pattern, I swear they never fit me because just a little more endowed in certain areas and the measurements just don't work out correctly. So it is my mission this year to make self-drafted pants, to have a sloper and something to go off of so that even when I do use a pre-made pattern, I know what adjustments need to be made. So I'm trying to learn that as well, knowing what I need to adjust to fit myself off of even someone else's pattern. So that being said, I am going to take the Domestika course called Pattern Cutting, Create Classic Tailored Trousers. And I'm already enrolled. I actually already kind of started. I haven't started on the sloper yet, but I have done everything else leading up to that. It's something I'm planning to do here in the next week or so. Like, it's number one in my sewing room right now is to get that done. Because I am learning, I am actually just using some fabric that I found at the thrift store, and it was curtain fabric. It is in a really pretty kind of sagey green color. I actually got a scrap of it right here. So I will be doing a toile, I will be doing a muslin for it first, and then I will do these, see how these turn out, and then if these turn out well, I will probably do another pair either in black or in a denim. But that's the first thing I want to do. I have already taken my first Domestika drafting course, which was the Shirred dress pattern, and I will be talking about that when I do my January makes video. So the second thing that I plan to do as part of my Make 9 this year is to do a wool coat. Now, this is another one I left pretty open because the goal here is just, I want to make a wool coat, I need a wool coat, I like a wool coat, and there are quite a few patterns I'm interested in making, so I'm not sure which route I'm gonna go, but as long as I complete one this year, I'm going to feel like I've accomplished something. So I've been looking at a couple of Gertie patterns through her Patreon, so I really would love to have a swing coat. So the swing coat by Gertie is an option, and also the princess coat she has is an option too. So I'm kind of between those two. I also do have a couple of patterns from, you know, the big companies that I would consider making, but I'm likely going to go with one of those Gertie patterns. I do already have wool for a project. I've got kind of a deeper fuchsia pink and then also more of a ballerina pink. You can see I like pink, but I have something kind of more specific in mind. So pink was the color to go with. So I will be choosing one of those boiled wools and doing a wool coat this year. The next pattern that I would like to make is a gored skirt. Now I did purchase Butterick. Let me see here my notes. Butterick 6179. So I have that pattern ready to go. I do have a wool that I ordered, and it is just kind of like a little bit of a mid-weight dark charcoal brown with a really fine orange stripe through it. It's a subtle orange. It's like more of a peachy orange kind of going through it. And the pinstripes are very spread out. They're not a dense pinstripe. I just thought that'd be a great piece for fall to put with sweaters, to tuck in, to wear blouses with coats and leggings. You know, there's so many ways you could layer it and change how that looks, and I think it would be a great addition to the wardrobe. Okay, so the fourth thing on my list is a more specific piece. It is a trench coat pattern by Helen Castillo on her Patreon. I have had this on my to-do list for 2 years now. I already bought the fabric. I hand dyed it. I got all ready to go. And then we ended up moving, and I have just never come back to it. We have had probably the most chaotic 5 years you can imagine. And so, like I said, this is my year to be consistent, to get back on the ball. So I have had everything set up for that. I have the pattern printed, everything ready to go. So I want to make that trench coat probably by March time, because then it will be a great piece for spring. And weirdly enough, I dyed that like a ballerina pink too. I know it seems like I'm probably a pinkaholic right now, but I actually don't have a lot of pink in my wardrobe, even though I really like it. On the day-to-day basis, I tend to go for more neutrals, but I do love pink. It's dear to my heart, and so definitely gonna incorporate some of that into my wardrobe this year. Okay, so number 5 on my list is I want to make anything from the Tilly and the Buttons stretch book. I've had that for a while as well. I have made things in stretch before, and I am an over-researcher. I like to be as successful as I can with something the first time, so I'm constantly researching, like, what do I need to know about working with this fabric that might, troubleshooting anything I might run into, what's the right, stitch length, needle, to use, all of those things. I tend to over prepare because I just do not like to waste money on fabric if I feel like I can't be successful. We all have fails, it's gonna happen, but I definitely prepare the best that I can. So anyway, I came back to stretch recently because I do tend to stay with wovens, and I feel like I kind of forgot some of what I learned. So I thought, you know what, I haven't broken into that book yet, even though I really like a lot of the patterns in it. So this year I'm going to tackle a pattern from the Tilly and the Buttons book and sort of research again and find that success with stretch and start going through some of that in my stash. All right, so the rest of my list actually is a little bit more specific. The next piece I want to make is the Stella dress by Anna and the Tailor on Etsy. I saw this just the other day, but I just thought, wow, this is such a cute piece that could be dressed up or down. It has some interesting little elements on it that make it a little different than your normal button-down dress, like the cuffs around the sleeves and the detailing down the waistline, which I think is also very flattering. And it would be a really, again, versatile piece for different times of the year. So I thought this is one that I'd really want to make. So that is definitely on my list. I don't know what kind of fabric I'll use yet. Maybe a linen. I really am trying to do a lot more with natural fibers as well, because I like having a natural fiber. I am also trying to get rid of lots of plastics in my house and things like that. I definitely am aware that there will be times it probably won't be a natural fiber in what I make, but I am trying to be more conscious about that in my wardrobe. Number 7 on my list is to make a blouse of some sort. Now, I did kind of loosely put down another Anna and the Tailor pattern, just like the last one on Etsy, which is called the Louise blouse. I'm not necessarily set on this blouse, but it is one I'm thinking about. And I have a fabric that I got in a Mood mystery box that I thought might kind of work well for that. And I'd really like to start finding uses for those mystery fabrics too, because I've actually had pretty good luck with those boxes, but just, because the yardage is limited to a 3-yard max, you have to find the right thing, and I think I might have enough for that top. So might be that or something like that. Now, number 8 is something I probably had on my Make 9 the last time I did it, and I have not done it yet, which falls back into the struggling with pants from pre-made patterns issue, but I want to make a pair of jeans. Again, it does not necessarily have to be this pattern, but I do really like this pattern. I like when I have seen other makers make this pattern, which is Mimi G's Simplicity 8655. So I will probably do this pattern, but of course I'm leaving that open to change. I would imagine the way she designs, I probably have better luck with the fit anyway, but again, I want to get through the Domestika course first, so that I have that sloper to kind of use as a baseline. But I'm really excited about this because I think this is a pair of jeans I would wear a lot if I get them made. All right, and number 9 on my list is definitely probably going to be the biggest challenge, I would think. I'm saying that the wool coat might be a pretty big challenge for me as well, but there is a course on Domestika called Origami Textile, Creative Pattern Cutting Techniques, and you make a dress using origami style. And when I watched the preview for it, I just was immediately fascinated. And it was really funny because just like a day or two prior, Amazon had recommended a series of books to me, which the name is escaping me, but I'll put them up on the screen here. And I wanted those books immediately. I wanted the entire set. They have a stretch one as well. Not necessarily because everything is the most wearable, but just to have the knowledge of how those techniques are done and be able to apply them in creative ways, I think would be so great for trying to learn design. And I really do. I like how some of those techniques look. I like a very structured garment for the most part. I like, would I wear avant-garde all the time? No, but I do like the drama of some avant-garde. So, trying to know myself a little bit better too. And when I saw this, I thought these are techniques I would probably actually apply into designing clothes eventually. So I'm really excited to try that. It says it's beginner friendly. We'll see. It sure looks like a completely foreign language to me. But yeah, I would say I'm kind of an intermediate sewer maybe, but that is going to be my challenge this year, is to nail that origami dress. All right, and that brings me to just general sewing goals for the year. I'm going to go through these relatively quickly so the video isn't super long, but I did write down some general goals I have as well. The first one being to find a better balance between making things that are wearable in my day-to-day life and things that are just fun, because I'm sure I am not alone here, but I will see either a fabric or a design and my mind explodes into a fit of creativity, and I either buy a fabric just kind of off the cuff, or I buy a pattern off the cuff and make something, and it's not that I don't like it, but it's so specific sometimes that I don't grab it out of my wardrobe that often. So I really want to work on doing a better job of finding that balance, because I think if you sew purely practical all of the time, that's not fun either, right? I mean, you want to be able to sometimes just do something because you feel like doing it. But I think that having pieces I'm actually going to wear more regularly is also equally important, and that is also going to affect what kind of fabrics I buy going forward. I think when I go to the store, my eye immediately goes for print, exciting, color, but that's not actually what I tend to wear the most. I tend to wear a lot of neutrals, sleek, clean lines, and I find myself a lot of times buying these loud, fun prints. So I guess I have a bit of an identity crisis. Anyone else? So yes, that's something I'm working on this year, is finding the balance between fun and practical. The second general goal I have, which kind of ties into this a little bit, is quality over quantity. I want to also, instead of taking that excitement and just wanting to get through the project, I want to focus this year on making things look the best they can absolutely look on me, taking that time to pick something out if I absolutely need to or it's going to bug me, taking the time to grade between sizing instead of just trying to find the best general size, right? Taking the time to do those things that aren't always exciting, but make a huge difference. And that's what I've been doing so far at the beginning of this year here, and it's made a huge difference. And I've made a few things already that I absolutely love as a result of that. So definitely trying to stick with quality over quantity this year. Number 3 on this list is to shop my stash. Y'all, I have a massive stash of fabric from, again, excitement when I started, because I wanted to design clothes for so long. And I'm not going to say I won't buy anything, but if I do buy something, it's got to be, again, very specific to my needs, you know, notions, threads, buttons, those sorts of things, and or solid colors, because like I told you, I do have this tendency to see a really cool print and go for that. So if I am trying to fit into more of my daily wardrobe, I might need solids and things from time to time, but I do want to make this more of a low buy or thrifty type of year, and or just shopping straight out of the stash I already have and selling some of my stash, because I think when I started, you don't really know what you don't know. And now some of the fabrics I have are some things I probably wouldn't have purchased if I had the knowledge then that I have now. So yes, this year is going to be working through my stash and minimal buying. Number 4 is probably something you've already picked up on. I really want to focus on learning to pattern make and self-draft this year. That is actually probably my biggest goal. Like I said, I've wanted to learn fashion design from a very young age, and there's no time like the present, right? I'm only going to learn it if I sit down and I take the time to learn it. So I am taking the Domestika courses, as many of the drafting courses as I can. Obviously, YouTube is a huge just plethora of knowledge. And I did buy a couple pattern making books as well, which are a little intimidating because they are like textbooks. But as I go through some of the drafting courses, I think, and get a little bit more comfortable with the general concept, they will probably be a little less intimidating. So I want to try to kind of use that as a good resource too, and eventually hopefully design patterns versus just drafting. Number 5 is focusing on new techniques and new fabrics. I think we all probably get in a comfort zone with things from time to time that we like and are comfortable with, and fabrics we're comfortable with, but I want to grow, I want to become better, and the only way that I can do that is by pushing myself to do new things. So like chiffon is a fabric that has intimidated me for a long time. This year I really would like to at least make something with that type of lightweight sheer material like a chiffon. You know, try new things. Like I have a pin tuck foot, and I really do like pin tucks on a lot of things, but I haven't tried that technique yet. So maybe that will be something I will incorporate, but just pushing myself into new things is going to be a focus as well. Number 6 on my general list is to get out of my comfort zone. Again, kind of ties into the last one, but that's going to include just being more creative with things like pattern hacking, right? Not being afraid to take something I already have and changing it to something I might like better. Matter of fact, this first Domestika drafting course I took, I already knew in my mind, if I knew how to do this, this is how I would approach this dress differently. And I didn't do that for this dress because it was the very first one I drafted. So I just thought, I want to just get through this, get comfortable at least a couple times, and then maybe start seeing how I can manipulate it. But that's another thing I want to do this year, is to just start going ahead, even if it's not perfect, just working on it until I figure it out. And the last sewing goal that I have this year, it's kind of a sewing goal, I guess, but it's really just making content, right? Like I said, really since 2020 hit, we have had so much crazy stuff happen. We'd be here all day talking about it, but it has been a very weird period of time in life for me. And I feel like that has finally calmed down a little bit, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx it, but I am hoping and planning to try to make content more consistently here on this channel. And I would also love to know what type of sewing content you enjoy watching, because doing content on this subject is new for me. I have done channels on other things, but in terms of the sewing community, I'm not sure what your favorite types of videos are to watch. I know for me, I like watching what people make. So I love watching the roundup videos or like Friday sews, and I love seeing when people show everything they made for the year. I love watching those. So I think it gets my wheels turning, right? So I like those types of videos, but I know there's a lot of other things to talk about. So definitely let me know down in the comments about that. But yes, making sewing content for the channel is a huge goal, as well as pictures and stuff for Instagram. I might even make an Instagram for this channel. I'm not sure yet, because my personal / public Instagram is just kind of a catch-all right now for all sorts of things. So I would like to kind of focus in maybe on my sewing and crochet. I actually did a lot of crochet last year, so that has worked its way into the sewing room a bit as well. So maybe I'll talk about that at some point also. But those are my Make 9 sewing plans for 2025, as well as my general sewing goals. Leave me a comment down below. I would love to talk to you about any and all of this and what your goals are for the year. I would love to hear if any of these are the same or if you have different ones. Maybe I need to add some of yours to my list, because I'm sure I can add more goals to that list here in the sewing room. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.